Hello, everybody. We are at the top of the hour at the CASDA Educate, Empower, Achieve Virtual College Fair. CASDA stands for Capital Area School Development Association, powered by StriveScan. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Sibel Rasim. I will be your facilitator for this evening. We have about 45 minutes on the clock for this virtual college fair. And as we all know, time flies when you're having fun. So we really want to get started here. We have some absolutely amazing institutions here to tell you about themselves. But before we get to them, quick housekeeping items, all right? They're on your screen, but let me quick go through them. You definitely should be asking questions, and we absolutely encourage it. So how do you ask those questions? You're going to go ahead and click on that Q&A button in your Zoom toolbar. Use that Q&A button to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. I stress at any time. Please do not wait until the last minute, as we will not have time to have any kind of live Q&A with your questions. Also, please address the institution the question is for within your question so that we all know who the question goes to. All right, with that said, your camera and microphone are turned off. The panelists cannot see or hear you. It is a webinar style type of virtual college fair. So asking those questions in that Q&A, again, is super important. Fun fact, if you didn't know, although your chat is disabled on your end as an attendee, you can actually check out the chat because there will be notifications that'll pop up. Our presenters this evening may have some contact information to relay to you or links and things like that. So definitely check out the chat. Also, sign up for more sessions. This is one of many college presentations offered for this evening, as well as we'll have more sessions offered tomorrow morning. So sign up for those sessions for those time slots. Last but certainly not least, whoever you are in attendance today, you may have a friend or a dad, a grandma, or someone else that wants to join the fun with you, but just missed out on tonight. Well, guess what? We solved that issue by recording these sessions. All sessions are recorded and will be available at strivescan.com, CASDANY. With that said, you all, let's get started. First up, we have St. John's University.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Welcome, everybody. My name is Albert Rodriguez. I'm with St. John's University in New York City. I did not attend as an undergraduate student, but I'm attending as a graduate student. So I can, speak on that aspect of it. I'm going to share with you guys today a short video that I think will give students a good understanding of what we have in New York City. I think a lot of times students hear New York City and they have a certain mindset, but this video from the student and faculty perspective gives a good understanding of how we do things. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
One of the most heartwarming experiences to be able to be in a room with so many people and all be working towards a common goal.
Once you come through the doors of St. John's, you will fall in love with learning.
You start to really build a connection with thousands of people that are here from all different walks of life.
Being in the city, but having your own campus, it's really cool.
I love campus life. There's always people around.
There's always something going on.
It's a great place to fall in love with your passions.
Small classroom settings are awesome.
Sharing the love of one's discipline with the students, it's magical.
That you're able to have a realistic view of how your work world will be.
As you get that personal tie with a professor, and they're already in the field.
The faculty are on your side.
I still am learning. I love learning.
Every day I get an email from them. They're looking for internships or summer, workshops for professionalism that really gets you involved and gets you prepared.
We have alumni who volunteer their time to spend a day with a student in their work environment,
discovering what it is that they want to do, asking for just a little bit of help as to maybe what direction they should pursue.
They want to teach us, they want to watch us grow, they want to see us succeed.
This is a place where service, academics, and the global opportunities really come together.
We have global campuses, recognizing that we attract students who are from all over the world.
We believe everyone should have the opportunity to study abroad. And we want to see all of our students go independent of economic background, independent of major, while completing core curricular credits, serving the community, and advancing your degree.
At St. John's, we make service fun and positive, and that's something that
is just required for a course.
The commitment to service, it's being driven by our hearts.
We're committed to making sure that our students find value in the mission of the institution, and so we work to embed it in everything that we do.
The St. John's is a rich tradition of athletic history. 17 sport programs, highly competitive. Our teams compete against some of the top teams in the country.
It's only $10 to get a ticket at Madison Square Garden. You can take the Red Storm bus. They get you there for free. The student section's right behind the hoops.
Just a surreal feeling. You want to just step back and take it all in for a little bit. And they're on their feet, they're yelling, they're screaming, they're rooting for their Johnnies. Just the energy and the excitement that they have makes me excited.
When you step foot in here, you are now welcomed into a family that will continue for the rest of your life.
We have over 178,000 alumni, and majority of them are living here in the New York area, which allows us to bring them back to campus for presentations and mentoring and really to connect with our students. We are proud of the fact that our placement rate, which includes students that are either employed or pursuing graduate school within 6 months of graduation, is over 94%.
I met all these great people that are now my best friends, and I have faith that I'll be in contact with them until after graduation and beyond.
St. John's has developed into more than a home for me. It's going to be emotional to leave, but it's easily been the best decision I've ever made in my life.
Okay, so I think I have about 2 minutes left. I just want to show you guys some quick information about the university. You'll see our total number of enrollment here. We do have 3 universities throughout New York City. Our main campus is Queens. Staten Island is a more local residential campus for that island of Staten Island. And then we have a Manhattan location, which serves as an extension to our business school. You can see here we have a low student to professor ratio. We're very proud about that. There's no lecture halls. You're not taught by TAs or GAs. You have that very close connection with your professors, even though we're considered a medium to large university. As you can see, we have over 100 acres of land. So it's unique that you still get to be a part of that community aspect, but still get to utilize that everything New York City has to offer. You know, a lot of times you're thinking about college for what's next, opportunities. You'll see here, being in New York City, we have a lot of relationships with top programs, internships, relationships with, as you can see, great organizations that it's a good starting point, but also places that people like to end their career. So if you can start there, get your foot in, meet some connections, that's one of the things that we do really well here at St. John's. The video also talked about the global experience. You can see we have campuses in Rome, Paris, and Ireland. It's not required, but we recommend our students take advantage of that, because when you're sitting in front of you know, a hiring committee, having all of these opportunities under your belt will set you aside from another candidate. And there's my timer going off there. So I just want you guys to make sure for some helpful information, there's my email, my contact. Please visit us online. Thank you for the time, and feel free to ask me any questions in the chat.
Awesome, thank you so much. If you have any questions for St. John's University, please put it down in the Q&A. Next up, we have University of Alabama.
Thank you so much, Sibel. And roll tide, everyone. I'm Judy Salmonson. I am from the University of Alabama. I am your regional recruiter for the Northern New Jersey, Greater New York area. I am going to share my screen when I can get up and see it. It's not letting me do that, of course. It's not letting me do that as I want to do this. So I am going to start just talking right now really quickly. And I'm going to talk about, I think I might have done it. And I don't know.
Go ahead, try again, Judy.
Try again?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So can anybody see that?
Not yet. It might be
Not
lagging.
yet. Okay, hold on. So I want to share it. And let's do it this way. Can you see it now?
I think it's, yep, you're good to go. Yep.
Okay. So University of Alabama is a very large campus. As you can see by this shot, we are on 1,000 acres of beautiful, beautiful land that is located in the heart of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Speaking of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, this is what a quick shot of the city would look like. We have been voted one of the best college campuses in the state of Alabama. by niche.com. We are the #2 public university with the most national merit scholarships in the nation. We also have a population of over 100,000 residents. So Tuscaloosa is not a small city, but it's not a very large city either. It's kind of situated right in the middle. So if you don't want to do things on campus, guess what? There's going to be plenty for you to do in the city of Tuscaloosa. We have our Tuscaloosa Amphitheater, which is located downtown. We also have our Black Warrior River. So if you see that in the distance, it's going to be right over here. And also Lake Tuscaloosa. We also have our Bama Theater, which showcases a lot of different off-Broadway shows. Our total enrollment for the year of 2020 was about 37,000 students. We have about we're pushing almost 33,000 undergrads. 63% are from out of state. I know, very, very shocking. I love this statistic because not only do we have, I'm going to move that up there. Not only do we have right here the top 10 Bama bound states, but as you can see, New Jersey is #8 and New York is #10. So if you're ever worried about trying to find students that are like you, that are attending the university, don't you worry. There's a lot of you guys are already on campus. So our 2020 freshman class, we had about they have about a 3.8 average GPA, a 1270 or a 27 average test score, and we are top 5 in the nation when it comes to National Merit Scholars. Little fun fact, this year we were test optional, and a little birdie told me that, cross your fingers, we might actually be test optional next year also. As you see, we have 8 colleges here. We also have a pre-professional program that is everything from pre-dental to pre-veterinary medicine. Our College of Engineering and our College of Business host our co-op programs. And of course, our College of Nursing is not a direct admit. It's a direct admit, though, to the lower division, and then you are promoted to the upper division after an interview and a review of your transcripts and your T-score. Honors College, these are the admission requirements for our Honors College. A 3.5 weighted GPA, 1360 SAT, or a 30 ACT. Or if you did not take the test this year, 3.7 weighted high school GPA, or a 3.5 GPA in 1 semester at UA. Benefits, smaller class sizes, even though UA's average class size is between 19 and 24. Honors residential communities, honors advisors, social events, networking, and additional community service and study abroad opportunities. Campus life, this is always something that really is a hallmark of our university. We have the largest Greek system in the country. 11,000 students are involved, which means only 30% of our campus. We also have 600 other student organizations for you to join. 18 sororities go through our formal sorority recruitment process. 13 fraternities are part of our IHC. And we also have nationally, historically Black sororities and fraternities on our campus, as well as 9 multicultural ones. These are our suite style and our traditional dorms. So it is really a great thing. If you want to come to the university, you'll be able to pick what you want, where you want to live. We are the Crimson Tide. We are a championship school. We are not just about football. As if you are watching the NCAA, you can see that we actually are headed to the Sweet 16. So here, that's how you're going to apply to our university. I will also tell you that as of August, we will be part of the Common App. These are our merit scholarships if you have scores, and these are our competitive scholarships if you do not have scores. So you'll be able to apply for either one of those. I actually made it to my 6 minutes, even though I had some technical difficulties. So if you'd like for more information, please take a screenshot of this page. You can look at our view book, and also you can reach out to me with any questions you may have. So take care, guys, and roll Tide.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for University of Alabama, please put it in the Q&A at the bottom. Next up, we have Savannah College of Art and Design.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, my name is Chris Peterson. I'm the Assistant Director of Admission for the Savannah College of Art and Design, better known as SCAD. Pleasure to talk to you today. A lot of exciting things are going on down on our campuses here in Georgia. So I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen real quick, just so this way you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So just so you know, just to give you some background information about SCAD, we are the largest art and design school in the entire country right now. We have over 15,000 students. We're spread out amongst 2 different campuses in Georgia, both in Savannah and Atlanta. And we have more majors and minors in art and design than any other school out there right now. For instance, we've got 45 majors and 75 minors. So that's a lot of different things that you can get your hands on while you're here at SCAD. We are primarily located in Savannah, Georgia, which right now we have over 80 buildings for our students. So when you think about the great classrooms that you have at your school, imagine having your own building just for animation, just for painting, just for fashion. That's exactly the situation that we have down on our campus in Savannah. And better yet, these facilities are open 24 hours a day for our students. Also, what you need to know about our campus, it's warm down south. I mean, average temperature about Savannah is about 75, 80 degrees. We're about 10 minutes to the beach, about 3 hours north of Orlando, Florida. In addition to having our campus in Savannah, Georgia, we also have a campus in Atlanta, Georgia, and a lot of exciting things are happening in Atlanta. A lot of our major companies that are recruiters of our students are coming down to the greater Atlanta area. So last year, some of our top recruiters were companies like Delta Airlines, CNN, Coca-Cola, and then right across the street from us is the headquarters of Cartoon Network. So students that want to go into animation, they have a major studio right across the street from them as well. The interesting thing about SCAD is when you're accepted here, you are accepted to both of these campuses at the same time, which means you can transfer back and forth between these campuses at your leisure. So if you want to spend the first part of your first year in Savannah, then spend some of your second year in Atlanta, you can bounce around as much as you like, and the tuition, the scholarships, financial aid, all that is universal here at SCAD. So it's not going to cost you any more to go to these different locations. When we talk about our majors real quick, like I said before, we have a lot of them. So 45 majors to be exact, 75 minors again. And when you scroll through here, you're going to see a lot of majors that you recognize, things like illustration and photography and graphic design, but you're also going to see majors here that you're like, wait, what is that? Because we're the only school in the country that has some of these programs. So for instance, we have a program called Immersive Reality, where students actually learn how to get into VR, AR, things like that as well. We also have a program here called Themed Entertainment Design, where students literally learn how to design roller coasters in theme parks. And about 80% of the students that graduate that program go on to work for companies like Disney and Universal Studios as well. So a lot of the different things to choose from. You can come right here to our website and get a lot more information about these majors. You can look at student work and things like that as well. When we talk about the admissions process at SCAD, just to really go over pretty quickly on that end, we are a rolling admissions process, which means you can actually apply at any time during your junior or senior year. We do accept applications from juniors to then review at the beginning of your senior year. So this way you can get started on that process early. Portfolios, those count towards scholarships at SCAD. So you definitely want to give us a portfolio of your work, and that will count towards additional scholarships in addition to any academic scholarships that are available as well. 100% of the students at SCAD are typically on some form of scholarship or financial aid. So it's always good to make sure that you're starting this process early on. So this way we can go through the application review process and then get into the financial aid much quicker than normally. So you can absolutely do that anytime that you like as well. We are test optional this year. We have not yet made an announcement yet for next year for being test optional, but on average, we typically see students with about a 3.0 to 3.2 GPA on a 4.0 scale, typically about a 1050 to 1100 SAT score and a 2122 ACT score, but those are median averages, certainly not minimums in any way, shape, or form. If anybody's interested in coming down to campus real quick, just to let you know, we did start doing in-person tours again on our campus. There's smaller groups, socially distanced with masks. So you can come here and sign up for those on our website, as well as our SCAD days, which is our versions of open houses that you can find on our website as well. In the chat, after I'm done speaking, I'll go ahead and put my email in there. So if anybody wants to follow up with me afterwards, you absolutely can. But thank you so much for letting me speak with you all today. I really appreciate it.
All right, awesome. If you have any questions for Savannah College of Art and Design, please put it in the Q&A at the bottom. Next up, we have University of South Carolina.
Hi, everyone. So I'm super excited to be going right after SCAD. There are neighbors not too far to the south. Savannah is absolutely one of my favorite places to go. So definitely, if you go check out, SCAD, we're just a short trip away, and Savannah and Columbia are both super fun cities to go to. So obviously I'm with the University of South Carolina, and if you could not predict, we are located in the state of South Carolina. So we are actually located in Columbia, which is the state capital. And if you're looking at the picture of the state, it's pretty much like smack dab right in the middle of the state. So Columbia as a city, we refer to it commonly as a mid-sized metropolitan city. What that means is that, obviously it's nowhere as big as like a New York, Boston, Chicago, but for me, having actually gone to high school in the Albany area, I think it's actually pretty similar to the size of Albany itself. There is a downtown area, there's the Capitol building, there is all of the government agencies and things to check out. If you look at the pictures that are on the screen right now, that top right picture gives you a little bit of a view of what the city size is like. The city skyline would extend a little bit more in either direction, but that gives you a pretty good view. What's really nice is that, we're also pretty close to some really great outdoor recreation and nature. We're only a couple miles from a state park. In the bottom right there, that is the Riverwalk right along the Congaree River, which is also very close to the city. Again, kind of reminds me of the Capital Region, except that the Congaree River is much, much cleaner than the Hudson River. You can actually go in it, you can go tubing, and in some of the less rocky places, you can go kayaking. So a couple of the similarities that I saw and kind of liked when I made my transition down south. We have museums, art galleries. We've got one of the top 10 ballets in the country. We have traveling Broadway shows. There are so many things that you could spend, your 4 years of undergrad and then pursue a graduate degree or go to med school or law school and still not run out of things to do in Columbia. So really amazing place to go to college. And truthfully, I could talk about the city for this entire 45 minutes, but I know you want to learn more than that. So breaking it down, similar to Alabama, we have a very diverse student body in terms of where our students are coming from across the country, across the world, different backgrounds, ethnicities, belief systems. Our current freshman class is split about 56-44 in terms of in-state, out-of-state population. The entire school is a little higher out of state. It's more like 46% out of state students. Throughout my time there, I've seen the out of state population fluctuate between like 43% and 49%. So the biggest thing to know is that when we're reviewing, we don't have any sort of quotas or limits. We are really just looking for the best and the brightest. New York is one of our most popular states to have students coming from. It is in our top 5 most popular areas, along with North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia, and New Jersey. So definitely a big area and a growing area at that. Obviously, one of the biggest things that you're looking for in college, hopefully the biggest, is the education. So we have over 100 majors at the undergraduate level, plus about 90-ish minors. So all in all, it's about 300 different degree paths that you can take. With everything from kind of some of the more traditional programs with business, biology, psychology. We also have some things that are a little bit more specific. You might not hear from a lot of schools, things like pharmaceutical studies, social work, sport and entertainment management, aerospace engineering. So, when in doubt, reach out and ask me, because even if you don't see those exact words on our list of majors, chances are I have I can help you figure out, which major minor combination is going to help you get to the classes that you really want to be taking. The last item on here I do like to point out is the last college, which is the South Carolina Honors College. We have the #1 top ranked public honors college in the country, and it has been ranked that way since 2012. And with the newest rankings coming out just this past year, it does require a supplemental application, and that is something I'd be happy to send information over to. I'm going to put my contact info in the chat at the end here, so just grab that if you want to learn more about the Honors College. One of the things that I will commonly tell students is that when you go to college, there's learning that takes place everywhere. I know that sounds very, very cheesy, but for me, the best learning took place when I was outside the classroom. And so South Carolina, we offer learning, in every which way. And then just the last thing, we're a big school spirit. And so you can see that throughout the next few weeks as we cheer our women on in the March Madness tournament. All right, that's all I've got. Definitely put any questions that I didn't get to in the Q&A, and I will add my contact info. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions for University of South Carolina, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have Texas A&M Galveston.
Hi, everyone. Coming to you all the way from Galveston in Texas. We are an amazing campus here. I want to show you just how amazing we are. So my name is Vera, and I am an admissions counselor here at Texas A&M. And here is here's a picture of our overview of our campus. We are an island connected to an island. So you cross one bridge, you cross over it, and you come to another bridge just to get to Texas A&M. And this is an overview. So our classroom is the ocean. That's where most of our great interactive learning take place. And Galveston is very well known for its food and live bands, and it's that small town feel. Even the campus the classrooms are small. The ratio is 16:1. So do you get that interpersonal relationship with your instructor? You're not just another number. We offer that, and we pride ourselves on that. So we do offer only 13 degrees here. We are not a big school. We are specific. We are maritime and marine. So if you like anything outside, if you like that life about being interactive in your degree and participating in what goes on in the ocean world, we have everything centered around there. As you see on our screen, anything with an asterisk are things where you can get your license option. The license option allows you to get unlimited tonnage, whether you want to steer your own ship or use your own vessel for research, or that's you want to do commercial. So we do have degrees for that. We have business administration, which is business degrees. We have marine biology, one of our very popular degrees here on campus. It's a biology degree. Again, it's just centered around the life. So here's some things that the marine biologists do. They are from whales to the smallest microorganism, including coral and seaweed. You can go to vet school with this degree. You can work in the zoo, a game warden, or conservation. We have marine fisheries. Now you can get 2 bachelor's degrees, one in marine biology, one in marine fisheries. You can graduate with 2 bachelor's degrees. Here, we also put you in the water. You culture your own fish. And as I said, you can get 2 bachelor's degrees. We have marine sciences. This is the physical side of the ocean. If you're interested in underwater cave systems, underwater volcanoes, trenches, marine sciences is your degree. This is our environmental biology. So if you've heard anything about the oil spills in the Gulf of Mexico, anything that affects the environment or its terrain, environmental is your way to go. We have maritime studies. That's our history, archaeological, literature, communications, and politics degree. We have what I call the legs, when you want to captain your own ship, whether you want to go anywhere in the world, but transportation is going nowhere. Everything that we enjoy, cars, phones, and you want to captain your own ship and bring goods and services from all over the world, marine transportation is your degree. We have marine engineering here on the campus. If you want to be the heart, you're the guy that fix or the gal that fix the ship when it breaks. You can also do ocean engineering. The key here is that you got to apply to our college, Texas A&M College Station campus, but then you take your classes here on the campus. Why? Because we're the ones near the ocean and we have the water. These are the guys, our civil and mechanical and electrical and naval engineering degrees will be housed under this degree. So the people that build the 2 bridges that we use to get to this campus every day, it was probably one of our ocean engineering majors that helped with that. So we have some very interesting minors and they're very popular. So you can do the diving technology is one of our most popular minors. So those of you that are interested in fixing the boat or steering your own ship, you can minor in diving and go under and take a look at what's going on, or do marine biology or maritime business administration. Maritime administration is also one of our 3+2 degrees. You can, for an extra year, earn your master's degree in business administration. So for the license option, that's what I was talking about with the asterisk degrees. You can get your deck officer's license. That is if you want unlimited tonnage and you want to be able to drive whatever vessel you choose. We are unique in that we're just one of 6 schools like us. So if you're a freshman and you're interested in coming, we are test optional for fall 2021, spring 2022. If you submit your ACTs, SAT scores, they can be considered for scholarships. Complete your scholarship essay. Make sure you have your Englishes and foreign languages and maths and sciences. We are really big about math and science in the marine and maritime world. Freshmen, your deadlines are coming up. May 1st is for fall. December 1 is for spring, ocean engineering. For our transfers, you want to have like a 2.5, 2.5 at least. If you've acquired scores, grades at another institution. Of course, you did if you're a transfer. However, some programs like our engineering program are way competitive. You want to have a higher GPA past the 3.0 mark. Now, take a picture of this. You can ask any question at this email. I personally monitor it along with my great group of colleagues at admissions@tamug.edu. Thank you for listening to me, you guys, and go get them.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Texas A&M Galveston, please put it in the Q&A at the bottom. At this point, we do have a few extra minutes, so I'm going to put up this really cool question that I have for all of you. So if my presenters could please turn on their videos and join me, I would love that. Thank you so much. All right, I have this awesome question up on the screen here. I'm sure our attendees want to know the answer to this from all of you, and it is going to be something I think, at least, that they should be taking notes about. Because you are all the experts. So what I would like to know, and what our attendees I'm sure want to know, is what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we're just going to go in presentation order. So St. John's University, what's your advice?
This is a great question. I love this question, actually. My advice, being that I was a first-generation student, is take advantage of actually visiting each of these campuses. I think as we all saw this evening, is that, one, there's a lot of beautiful campuses, kind of all across. I actually grew up in New York as a kid and then moved to South Carolina. And I actually went to school right outside of Columbia, South Carolina. I actually did apply to SCAD. So a lot of these, this information was exciting for me to rehear, but visit these schools, because I ended up going to a school that I didn't really know about. It was actually a smaller school, but what they lacked in size, they brought up in the department I wanted and relationships. So again, a lot of it, like I mentioned in my presentation, is the opportunities and what you do with them and how you take advantage of them. So visit every campus you're interested in. Put yourself in the situation. You'll have the opportunity to meet some great people, and that can ultimately help you decide where you want to spend your next 4 years. So my advice would be, go visit, go check it out, put yourself, in that situation before making a decision.
Awesome advice. Thank you. University of Alabama.
I also love this question. I think it's one of the cornerstone questions that every year students are seeking answers to. And I will agree with my colleague, Albert, like going to visit the schools to really see where you belong is a fabulous way to really narrow down your search process. Having a boots on the ground experience, nothing replaces it. You want to see fit. You want to see where you fit in. And I do have to tell you, sometimes, if you two are too early, what you would determine as fit as a sophomore, by the time you are a senior, it changes, and it changes drastically because you have grown as a person. So make sure you have that list and make sure it has a lot of choices on it. Make sure it has all the majors that you are thinking about. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself into a school where it's only going to be for a certain major that you want to have. And then all of a sudden you get to the school and you start taking those classes and all of a sudden you decide that that's not exactly what you want. Talk to your friends. That's going to be a great resource for you too. They're going to actually give you the down low and they're going to tell you exactly what the schools are about, the schools that you're interested in. So my advice, take those tours. Take all the virtual tours and all those virtual information sessions in this day and age, and also talk to your friends. They're going to give you the best advice as to how that fit is going to be for you.
Awesome, thank you. Savannah College of Art and Design.
The piece of advice I always tell families and parents is there's no such thing as a silly question. There's no such thing as a stupid question. So when you're on these campuses, when you're meeting with these folks, we've got a phenomenal selection of panelists tonight that know these campuses and programs like the back of our hands. So ask us anything and make sure that before you make any type of decision on any school, every single question has been answered to your full satisfaction. This is a lot of time. It's an expense, it's an investment in your future. So take advantage of all this, attention that you're going to get from these colleges. And if a college or a representative for college isn't giving you the answers that you're looking for, or not giving you clear or ambiguous answers, take that as a red flag and move on. And maybe that's not the best place for you. So that's what I always say, there's no such thing as a silly, stupid question. Ask them all because this is like the one chance you'll have to do it.
Awesome, thank you. University of South Carolina.
Well, first, I think it's just important to point out that I'm pretty sure Albert should have just given everybody's presentation tonight because it sounds like he knows everybody's school. But I'm almost going to disagree with some of my colleagues here because this is actually what I think is like the hardest question. And I think it's also my least favorite because I almost feel like I want to have an answer that is like the answer. And the truth is that like there's no fix all. There's no like key where like, oh, if you do this, you're gonna get into college, and you do this, like you're all set, like problem solved. So my go-to is always when you're getting ready and you're starting your process, even before you're really diving in and making your list, sit down like with a piece of paper or open a note tab on your phone and write down all the things that a college must have for you. The major or majors you want to study, like does it have to have a certain club? Does it have to have a certain athletic team? What does it need to have? So for me, I had to have a big school. I was a hockey fan. I had to go to a school with a hockey team. I wanted to go to someplace in the Northeast. So I wrote all these things down. And so any school that I looked at or applied to, I went back to this list of non-negotiables, and I did not apply to a single school that could not check off every item on my list. There are like over 4,200 schools in the US alone. And trust me, there will be enough schools for you to apply to that can fit your list of however many things you come up with. Your school counselor, the internet, somebody knows these schools. But when in doubt, when it comes to deciding where to apply or where to go, you need to have that list of like, what do I absolutely need to have? And I always call it the non-negotiable list. You need that list that you can always resort back to and always go to. So write it someplace and keep it there. So you can always look at it.
Awesome, thank you. Texas A&M Galveston.
Oh, wow. So going after Kate is hard. I would hit on two groups. So Kate falls in that group where she can make her plans and check off her list. I was not that kind of student, by the way, Kate. I was one of those undecided students. So for those of you who are undecided, I will give you this advice. Don't be scared to take a career assessment. Kind of find out where, at least what you don't like. That's a great place to start. Career assessments start early. That'll also help you look for schools. And I would also not only do the career assessment, but I would also look at the degree plans. For example, I had a student that wanted to do a business degree, but did not realize how much math was in it. So you want to take a look at the degree plans. And if you're not, that organic chemistry, that's not in the business degree, but if you're not an organic chemistry type student, then you may want to consider that, and you'll learn that once you look at the degrees. For those of you who can plan and are well planned out, such as Kate, I would also consider, she mentioned about a big school, what type of environment you want to learn in. Do you want to be a number, or do you want someone to know you by name? I started at a big school, decided because I was from a small town that I needed my instructor to know my name. So I would agree with a lot of things that's been said here, but those are the things that I would probably add.
That's a good point, Vera. I looked at career assessments too, and when I realized that I couldn't draw, that's when I realized I could not apply to schools like SCAD.
Awesome, you all. Thank you so much. I know that I learned a thing or two here, and I'm sure our attendees did as well. I warned everybody that, in the beginning with the 45 minutes, time flies when you're having fun. I think I upheld that because we have flown by 45 minutes and we are now at the end of the session. I just want to thank you all presenters, first and foremost, for just being here, sharing this amazing information about your colleges and institutions, but also the advice piece there. Everyone gave such different advice, but all were right in their own way. So I hope our attendees were able to take some of those notes. And attendees, thank you all so much for being with us and joining us. It was a fun session, but also very informative session. So please don't forget to follow up with these institutions if you're looking for more information. Also, before you leave, just some quick housekeeping things. After you close this window, the words "very quick" are literally in the middle of the screen. So it is a very quick 4-question survey that will appear. So my attendees, please give us some feedback. Also sign up for more sessions, either for the next time slot, or we will be back with the similar virtual college fair tomorrow morning as well. And then again, if someone missed out on the fun this evening, or you want to relive it with us all again, a recording will be available at strivescan.com, CASDANY. With that said, everybody, thank you again so much, and I hope you have a great evening. Bye, everyone.